If you run an e-commerce brand and you would like to make more winning ads for Facebook, then this video is for you. I'm going to be breaking down 3 different ads in detail from a brand that's doing $27 million per year in revenue. And not only just breaking down these ads, but sharing the specific frameworks that are used with these ads. And if you've seen any of the videos on my channel about ad creative for Facebook ads specifically, you'll notice how I always talk about frameworks. The reason why I always talk about frameworks is because if you want to scale Facebook ads, the biggest bottleneck I've seen that e-commerce brands face is that they can't produce enough winning ads. They can produce tons and tons of creative, no problem, once they have the system dialed in. The problem they face then is that they're producing a ton of creative, but not a lot of it is working, right? A very small percentage of it is working. So my objective is, how do we take, let's just say, the 10, 20, 30 ad creatives we're producing a week or per month, whatever it is, and how do we increase how many of those ad creatives actually turn into winners? If we take the same amount of effort we're putting in, but we just get more out of it, then we're getting more leverage. And as a business owner, you know that leverage is key to scale, all right? So let's get right into the video. Just before I dive into the actual frameworks and ad creatives themselves, before we watch them and break them down, I just wanted to share some proof that I'm qualified to speak on the topic of not only producing ad creatives and scaling Facebook ads, but growing e-commerce brands as well. You can see here one of our clients last month, 765K in revenue. And what we do is we help clients scale from 7 figures to 8 figures and 8 figures to multiple 8 figures in revenue profitably. And we emphasize profitable growth because as an agency working with e-commerce brands, if our clients aren't profitable, then our client relationships aren't going to last very long. Okay, so the reason why we've been able to keep clients for 4 years, 5 years is because we do focus on profitability. We combine marketing with finance, and the specific done for you services we provide are within ad creative itself. So we produce all the ad creative end to end. We can also run the meta ads. And we do have other services as well across customer retention and CRO. But for this video, I just want to focus on the ad creative stuff specifically, okay? So with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. As I mentioned, the brand we're going to be covering is a brand that's doing $27 million per year in revenue. And that brand is called Love Wellness. Now, we've broken down this brand's offer structures, this brand's pages on my channel before in different videos. We've never gone through the ad creatives. So let's do that right now. So I've got 3 different ad creatives right here, 3 different videos. What we're going to do is we're going to watch each video in turn, and I'm going to break down the specific framework that this video is using and also the specific elements of that framework, okay? So quick background on a framework. A framework is kind of the overarching structure of the video, right? When we're talking about frameworks, usually we're referring to videos. And within that framework, you have multiple elements or modules, and these are the building blocks of the framework, okay? Now, if you would like a document of our top performing frameworks of all time, then just comment down below in this video and I'll send it over to you for free. So let's start with this first ad right here, this framework, which is Skeptic-to-Believer Testimonial. We're gonna watch the ad and then we're gonna break it down step by step.
I'm now on week 3 of taking ashwagandha every day with Daily Love, and let me tell you, the difference in how I'm feeling is insane. Love Wellness Daily Love multivitamin. The first thing I really noticed was feeling less stressed. I used to be so snappy, no patience, and now I feel so much calmer every day. My sleep has improved. I have more energy. I had heard a lot of hype about ashwagandha as a natural way to address stress, anxiety, but I was skeptical. When I tell you that I started to feel a difference in just a few days of taking this. If you've been thinking of taking ashwagandha, just do it. This is your sign.
Okay, so that's the ad. 39 seconds, pretty, I guess, standard in terms of length, maybe on the shorter side. For an ad that is very testimonial and education based. But let's get right into the breakdown itself. So the first thing is the hook is a transformation tease. It's kind of teasing the actual transformation itself. Opens with a personal timeline and a strong emotional hook and suggests significant positive change from using the product, right? So we see different visuals here. Notice how like small subtle thing is this like comment reply. You know, this is actually just a good way to keep the video looking native and to fly under the radar as an ad. For the majority of cases, we don't want our ads to look a lot like ads. We want them to kind of look more like native, organic pieces of content. And that's what this ad does, not only with the comment reply, but also the very native style text that's being used here for the captions. Okay, so just to repeat the transformation tease, let's just watch the hook of the video.
I'm now on week 3 of taking ashwagandha every day with Daily Love, and let me tell you, the difference in how I'm feeling is insane.
So as we just mentioned, the hook encompasses a lot of tease. It opens a curiosity loop for the customer to understand what is the actual difference in this. And looking at the stages of market awareness, the 5 different stages, I would say this one is targeting those who are, I would say, solution aware. They're already aware of what ashwagandha is, but they do need a little bit more education on the specific benefits. Does it actually help? And that is why, this hook is being used, and it opens that curiosity loop around the benefits, but also the after, right? So the customer doesn't really know what the after state yet is. and that keeps them watching to find out, right? Next, we have the product introduction, which is quite soon in the video, but I think the fact that this is a solution-aware audience, we can move them to become product aware pretty soon, okay, which is the next stage of market awareness we need to move people to get them to purchase, all right? So the product introduction clearly names the product early while riding the momentum of the opening statement. So let's just watch this part right here.
Love Wellness Daily Love Multivitamin.
Okay, so like a very, very simple product introduction, just shows the visual and with B-roll, and then obviously just says the name of the product, okay? Sometimes that is all you need to do for the product introduction. And then we have a benefits breakdown, where we have a rapid fire listing of relatable benefits, stress relief, better sleep, more energy, presented as personal experience and not so much as marketing claims, okay? So let's watch this again.
The first thing I really noticed was feeling less stressed. I used to be so snappy, no patience, and now I feel so much calmer every day.
Another thing I want to note here, just with the benefits, just notice how it's not just riffing off a bunch of benefits and that's it. It's going a little bit deeper into the benefits to really make the customer feel understood, right? The more we can relate to the customer, and specifically, like if they're feeling stressed, if they're feeling snappy, no patience, we want to try and relate to them as much as possible rather than just saying, this helps with stress, it helps with better sleep. And that doesn't, like in today's day and age, it doesn't really hit the mark. Okay, so we need to go a little bit deeper.
My sleep has improved. I have more energy. I had heard a lot of...
Okay, so those are the benefits there. Again, I would go deeper into the other two, the more sleep, more energy, because those are very generic, right? There's tons of other products out there that are just promising the same things. I would go deeper into like, what is it about, how you're waking up and feeling that is different? And the energy, like how does that affect your relationships with other people? Okay, just some examples of how you can go deeper into the benefits and the benefit of the benefit, right? So next building block of this framework is addressing skepticism and adding credibility. So what it does is it acknowledges the natural customer skepticism, then it overcomes that skepticism by offering a compelling transformation timeline, and it also builds trust with the credibility as well, okay? So let's rewatch this.
I had heard a lot of hype about ashwagandha as a natural way to address stress, anxiety, but I was skeptical.
Okay, so again, as the back here is relating to that skepticism, right? Consumers are skeptical. They hear all the claims. They know, it's not the first time they've seen this. And you want to address that skepticism head on sometimes, right? You don't want to kind of go around it. And customers are going to be skeptical. They're going to want answers to the questions, and they're going to be always asking themselves, like, is this a scam? Is this real? Does it actually help? Is it worth it? So this builds a little bit of trust by addressing this skepticism, because it seems like it's not biased and that this creator is being realistic and honest with her experience of using the product, okay? Then we get into the mini call to action. So let's just watch this again.
When I tell you that I started to feel a difference in just a few days of taking this. If you've been thinking of taking ashwagandha, just do it. This is your sign.
Okay, so the mini call to action there. And this just closes with a simple conversational CTA designed to convert impulse interest into action, and it mimics a peer recommendation rather than a hard sell. So notice how there's not a ton of, I'd say, direct response that's going on here. Yes, there's psychology triggers, and there's the whole like getting on the same page with the customer, meeting the customer with the conversation they're already having in their mind, and kind of taking them through a short journey about ashwagandha. But it's quite short. It doesn't really go deep into the desires that the customer has. So I would say, again, like this is from a more aware audience. It's not for an audience that you need to educate on, for example, what ashwagandha is, why you should take it, all this stuff. It's more of those customers who already know what ashwagandha is. Maybe they even tried it before, but it's more about how maybe this product, this type of ashwagandha is much, much better than the others, okay? So just keep that in mind. It's more for that type of audience if you wanted to take this framework and apply it to your own brand. Now let's look at this one, which is an influencer loyalty plus new product spotlight, okay? This one, we're gonna watch the ad itself, and then we're gonna break it down step by step, just like we did with the first ad, okay? And notice how this one is a whitelisting ad. It's coming from this creator, Amy. Keep that in mind as you watch the video, and it's gonna help a lot with the framing.
Listen up, because I have your new best friend for swimsuit season. We all know that I have a deep loyalty to Love Wellness's Bye Bye Bloat. Look at those results, and now I'm so excited to share another magical product of theirs, Intimate Skin Support. It's the first and only FDA-cleared spray for women's intimate skin that removes UTI-causing bacteria and keeps your pH safe too. Use my code AmyL15 on lovewellness.com, linked in my bio too, to try it out for yourself.
Okay, so again, very, very simple ad, very short and straight to the point. Notice how the seasonal hook is the opening, okay? So it opens with urgency and season-specific relevance to quickly capture attention about summer, right? And it aligns the product with a timely emotional context. Again, swimsuit season equals self-care and confidence. It's what's top of mind for women at this time, so it makes a lot of sense, and it's very relatable as of right now in this time of year in the winter. maybe not so much. Okay, so if we just go back and rewatch the hook just to refresh on exactly what that was.
Listen up because I have your new best friend for swimsuit season.
Okay, so that is it. That is the hook. Now, if we go back to the breakdown right here, what comes next is brand credibility and legacy product. So it establishes long-standing trust in the brand by referencing a previously loved and proven product, creating a bridge to trust a new one. Now, this is very interesting because rather than just going straight into the new product itself, right? Rather than just introducing that, it takes like a step back and it says, hey, I already love this product from this brand before they introduce the next product, okay? So let's just refresh ourselves on what it actually says.
We all know that I have a deep loyalty to Love Wellness's Bye Bye Bloat. Look at those results.
Okay, so this is the other product that she's referencing and it shows like a before and after, right? Today 10:35, today 12, like within 2 hours, the difference in how the product is transformed, okay? And notice how like this image is it's Instagram story image, right? And it looks very, very native. It just comes across very authentic. Like this customer is a lover of this brand, this product, it just feels very natural, right? It does not feel like an ad at all, okay? So this is like a very, very important part because it builds credibility, right? It builds trust with the user as well because they're like, well, this person that's talking, she already has a lot of experience with this brand and tried other products. So let's continue to listen to what she has to say about this other product that she's going to be talking about, okay? So then we get into new product reveal. It introduces the new product in a positive emotional tone, boosted by the existing trust established earlier. So all it's doing is building on this foundation of established trust to introduce a new product that may not have as much social proof or authority behind it yet. Okay, so it's just a good way to build that foundation. So let's just rewatch that part.
And now I'm so excited to share another magical product of theirs, Intimate Skin Support.
Okay, so that is the product introduction as well. And then next we get into the unique mechanism and the authority. So it drops a powerful authority claim, FDA cleared. I think it says like the only FDA cleared spray, and explains its core benefit in one punchy sentence. And this elevates perceived legitimacy and differentiates the product. Of course, if you can use unique mechanisms, authority, things that really separate your product from others out there, definitely use them, right? It's going to help you a lot with your advertising, but also your conversion rate.
It's the first and only FDA cleared spray for women's intimate skin that removes UTI causing bacteria and keeps your pH safe too.
Okay, so that is a unique mechanism. In a sentence, like very short, powerful, to the point. And that's how you need to encapsulate everything that your product does into very simple words that allow the customer to say, yes, that's what I need, okay? We have the added benefit, which we just saw as a secondary benefit for reinforcement and broader appeal to wellness-conscious consumers about keeping your pH safe, right? It's just like an extra add-on on top that makes, it kind of sweetens the deal. They made personalized CTA, which keeps the same theme of this being more like an organic post and not so much an ad. So it ends with a soft yet direct CTA featuring a discount code, reinforcing it with easy access with linked in bio. Again, referring back to the fact that this looks more like an organic post, not so much an ad, and it just minimizes the friction as well. So let's watch the call to action.
Use my code AmyL15 on lovewellness.com, linked in my bio too, to try it out for yourself.
And there we have it. That is the ad right there. And for this ad, I would say you could target both a problem-aware and a solution-aware audience. Problem-aware because they're already aware of the problem itself. It doesn't go too deep into the problem, so I would say maybe it's more solution-aware, meaning that consumers already understand that there's solutions out there for the problem that they're facing, but they don't yet know about this product. Okay, so we need to take them from solution-aware to product-aware to most aware to then make that purchase. Okay, now let's watch the last ad right here, which is a little bit different one than we usually go through, and it's a founder origin story, the purpose-driven proof. Okay, so let's watch the video and let's break it down.
At Love Wellness, we've been on a mission to do better for women since 2016. I spent years struggling with health problems. Nobody listened to me, and the products I tried didn't help. Finally, I was diagnosed with vitamin deficiencies, and when I recovered, I was determined to build a wellness brand that does better for women. With the latest clinical research on women's bodies and superior ingredients, we create life-changing gut, vaginal, and hormonal health products because women deserve better, and we're proud to make it happen.
Okay, so very high production, founder-driven ad. Now, you can have founder-driven ads that aren't high production and they can still crush it. Okay, so keep that in mind that you can still take this same concept and just do a very raw-looking UGC style founder video. If you want to do something more like this, a founder origin story, which by the way, this video could also be great for like a website. It could also be great for just other assets and other areas that you might need something like this. So there's other benefits to creating a high production video. But if you want to start with just a low production and see if this concept actually works, by all means, go ahead and do that, okay? So the first thing is that it opens with mission establishment, immediately sets a higher purpose tone and it anchors the brand in longevity and a clear mission, which is critical for building trust. So let's just watch that again.
At Love Wellness, we've been on a mission to do better for women since 2016.
Okay, so that is the mission right there. And I believe that mission, coupled with the high production value, hooks a lot of people in because they want to hear, what is coming next. Okay, so then it goes into the personal struggle. The founder shares a relatable emotional experience. Vulnerability builds trust and establishes this brand was born on necessity feel. Okay, so in one of my favorite books, How to Win Friends and Influence People, it talks about vulnerability. It talks about the fact that if you can be vulnerable, people are more likely to trust you and therefore listen to you. So the fact that this founder talks about her own experience and own struggles, it relates to the consumer. Okay, the consumer can say, I can trust this person because they're being open and honest with me.
I spent years struggling with health problems. Nobody listened to me, and the products I tried didn't help.
So let's get into the next stage, which is the turning point. Okay, this introduces the moment of clarity, a transformation that bridges the problem to the solution and creates the inflection point for the brand story.
Finally, I was diagnosed with vitamin deficiencies, and when I recovered, I was determined to build.
Okay, so there we see the turning point of the story, which then leads into the brand creation. Like, this is how I founded the brand. Okay, so everything starts to connect to each other. It's like, I had this problem myself. I faced this issue. I was diagnosed with this. I recovered. Things I tried didn't work. I was frustrated. So I created this brand. Like, it's a very classic sequence for a founder story, and it sets the scene for the product introduction and the brand creation, which is coming next. Okay, so this shows how the personal pain led to purpose-driven creation. There's a reason why this brand is here, okay, which is important. And it adds credibility by citing clinical research, moving from emotion to expertise.
Build a wellness brand that does better for women with the latest clinical research on women's bodies and superior ingredients. We create.
Okay, so this is the introduction here and talking about that clinical research, as we mentioned. Product purpose, right, superior ingredients, and how it connects the brand mission directly to tangible product categories, broadens relevance, and addresses real issues, okay?
Life-changing gut, vaginal, and hormonal health products because women deserve better, and we're proud to make it happen.
And then it ends with an emotional close, but also a soft call to action, right? Ends with a value-based declaration that cements trust and positions Love Wellness as a champion for women's health. We're not trying to aggressively sell them, but it's more like, hey, this is why this brand is here. This is our mission. This is our purpose. This is why we do what we do. If you're interested, go ahead and click. Okay, so very, very soft sell. But again, it's the positioning here that is the most important thing that I want you to take away. And also the founder origin story and how that can work so well. I've seen this work time and time again. And if you're a shy founder, trust me, just get on camera, just do it. It's going to do a lot for your brand. The sooner you can get over that fear, the better. Unfortunately, it's what you have to do nowadays. If you are comfortable in front of the camera, then you don't have a problem. But yeah, I would double down on that framework in terms of founder origin story, and then test the other ones as well, right? Of course, make sure it makes sense to your brand and product. But yeah, that's it for this video. As I mentioned earlier on, if you are looking for a partner to help you scale your e-commerce brand much faster without all the pain, if you want someone where this isn't a first rodeo, we do this time and time again on a daily basis, and we can actually navigate and help you reach your goals faster, then in the description below this video, you'll find a link to my website. You can go ahead, you can book a call directly with me. We'll chat about your business, chat about your objectives, understand the current bottlenecks, understand the current challenges. I will share how we can actually help if we can. If we can't help, I'll also let you know up front. Just not waste your time. But yeah, that's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next video.